doing some talking. It's all the thing. It's all the rage of this thing now, talking. It's mental. It's gone viral, talking.
Thanks for letting me out.
And my entire face blew off because of the
Who the fuck
pressurised
thought that was going to go
container
mental?
it was stored within.
The world is very loud.
Please help me pay rent!
Oh my goodness, what's he talking about now?
Hello, welcome back to ABP Rambles. I'm going to keep this one quite short because I need a shower because I have been doing some network related activities at work. And oh my god, it's been very, very physical this week, let's put it that way. So yeah, there's a couple of things going on in the internet. There is a wasp right next to my car and it can absolutely fuck off. Oh god, I've got to do this without any fucking ventilation. Few things. So hopefully by the time this comes out, let me know what you think of the intro. And my mate Sam Welch interviewed me recently on like a catch up on ABP, like a self-reflection tool, and I thought it was really good. So please check that one out. I understand that me and Sam aren't famous, but sometimes it's just good to check in with people and just sort of ask questions and yeah, just make sure that everything's on the right path and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, all good. Bit of a podcast gossip in terms of Impaulsive. So I've been following George Janko kind of since the same sort of time I followed Logan Paul. And long story short, Bobby Lee went on Impaulsive, and it's Mike Malak, who I really like. I actually really quite like watching him on other people's podcasts. George Janko and Logan Paul, they were a free piece for Impaulsive, and they interviewed Bobby Lee. And Bobby Lee was taking a mick out of George constantly on that episode. And it's all over the internet. There's loads and loads of commentary. I'm not going to get into it because it's not really my area. And it's also like a year old at this point. So George went his separate way. He walked out of that episode with Bobby Lee as well. And that was kind of like the point where everything started splitting apart. So then George went solo and started his own podcast. Occasionally he has his fiance on. Occasionally he has his producer on as well. I can't remember his name. Reeve, I think it is. And George did something quite profound when he sort of reignited his podcast. He had Andrew Tate on. So he flew, I was going to say drive then. He drove to Romania. He flew to Romania. And when that episode dropped, I was absolutely astounded because Andrew Tate does this thing where he like goes up and down and then he says something outrageous. He's kind of got that sort of Katie Hopkins vibe about him, I think, sometimes. And I don't disagree with everything he says, so that's quite polarizing. You can flame me in the comments if you want. But George kind of in this 2-part podcast, probably like 3 hours of them talking in total. He's quite good at disarming people, George. And the reason I'm talking about him now is because him and Mike have kind of broken bread and made friends again. And some of the figures in the most recent George Janko episode with Mike, some of the most, like, I'm a bit weird with money. I'm a bit weird with finance, and I don't really need to know how much people earn. But there was something said in this episode which made me go, oh my god. To the point where I'm not even sure if I want to drink Prime anymore. So apparently Logan Paul earns $11 million a week. Which is fucking mental. And I've just times 11 by 52 years, 52 weeks in a year, Ben. Come on. $572 million a year, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. I've not seen Logan Paul's bank statements. That is absolutely insane money. That's enough to, like, start your own country. So that's kind of made me go off of Logan a little bit, just because I didn't know how much he earned. I assumed that he earned quite a lot from Prime and all his other business ventures and stuff, but that's absolutely... That's like a company a week. And then obviously money makes money, and then that's obscene. Apparently George and Mike didn't get paid for Impaulsive until like year 2. So it's quite a good episode. I'll link it below on Spotify. I haven't actually watched the YouTube video. I think at one point Mike has a bit of a breakdown talking about Emily Willis, who's an adult film star. I'm not too clued up on that, so I won't go into that too much. But yeah, podcast-wise, I think that's probably the hottest button topic at the moment on the internet. So yeah, I hope everyone's good. I don't think there's much else to talk about. I want to try and keep these a bit more concise and a bit more sort of cohesive, and not just start rambling, even though it's called ABP Rambles. I'm a hypocrite. But yeah, it is hot as balls in the UK at the moment. I've just looked at my dashboard in the car, and it's like 27 degrees. And I'm sure a couple of people from America, if they're bothered to watch this, will be like, A, what does that mean? B, that's not hot. But yeah, it's hot as fuck in the UK, as you can probably see from this. I look like a sweet. I look like one of those, what are they called? I don't know. Let me know what they're called in the comments. But yeah, it's been a mad week, and it's been really fun. It's been nice working outside for a bit. But yeah, all good. I'll speak to you soon. Stay tuned for the next one. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Tell me your nan's name in the comments. Cheers, guys.
At a party once at my friend's house, and they always make fun of me for this, but it was a very learning curve for me.
Yep.
I'm sitting there, and all my friends are having fun, and I'm noticing that this girl's behavior is trying to impress the men that's around her.
Yep.
And she starts trying to do drugs. And I looked at her, and I go, sweetheart. And by the way, that's dangerous, right? Calling a girl sweetheart now is very dangerous.
Yeah.
And it never comes, like, my father, I have to tell him to chill, because he'll be like, sweetheart, honey. And I'm like, yo, chill. You can't say that shit no more. And it's so heartbreaking, because my father looks at them like their daughter.
Yeah.
You know, and so just know, if I did say sweetheart, I was looking at it from the eyes of my own father. So I go, sweetheart, you don't have to do that.
Yep.
And she lost her fucking mind on me. And she started freaking out. Everybody's like, yo, you can't say that, blah, 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 this and that, right? Okay. She freaks out, leaves, and she says something that broke my heart. The man was like, listen, you got to go. You're freaking out. You're causing a problem. They're not going to kick me out, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to kick me out.
Yeah.
But they're going to kick her out. And the thing she says, she goes, no, it's fine. I'll suck your dick. So right there, I realized that she was put in positions to realize that that's her way out.
Yeah. That's her value she can offer.
Broke me. Okay. The next day, I asked the gentleman, I go, hey, man, what happened to that girl? He goes, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't heard from her, and I'm trying to hear from her. I'm freaking out. So my heart drops. I go, hey, if that girl killed herself, I'm going to really, it's going to take me a lot to get out of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to know that weight was on me.
Of course.
And then I start going back. Should I have pulled her aside? Should I have done this and that? Finds out she put herself in rehab. It took one person to question what she was doing for her to question what she was doing.
Yep.
If you feel like somebody you love or your neighbor is doing something that you know
every day, and I've not talked about it, but Emily Willis, bro, like really fucked up situation, dude. Like, honestly, like where I don't know what to do in that scenario. Like as much as I'm a 39-year-old man, I don't know what to do in that scenario. I have reached out. I promoted the GoFundMe. I made a small donation. I don't know. I don't even know if it was, you know, what the use case was for the donation. What else is needed? I don't know who to ask. I reached out to, I'm not going to say who, someone in the space. They thought it was a good idea that I did not continue to reach out to her, which was very upsetting for me.
Where is she at right now?
I don't know. So basically, Emily was in treatment for a continued, chronic issue with addiction, same kind of thing that I dealt with. different drugs, and had some sort of situation happen where she went into a coma, and evidently the toxicology came back clear, and that and drugs didn't play a role in her actually having this situation happen, which was shot. I still am very out of the loop on what exactly happened, but I really truly don't know what you do in a scenario like that. She had some level of improvement from what I understand. She was having
Since that one incident between us?
No. I mean, no, not in some semblance.
So she came in and out?
Yeah, you're talking about when you talked to her in the kitchen that time?
Yeah.
Probably some semblance just of in and out of it. But
Because when we did the Sidemen thing, she looked clean.
I never really knew. I spent a lot of time with her